Hey everyone, this is Marsh from Consequence here. I wanted to go over Terros on Mythic difficulty. There's a few things in this fight that you can really buckle down and understand. You'll kill it in very limited pulls. If you do not know how to do it, it will take you 50 plus pulls. It's kind of like the first wall of the fight. Also, this was not me. It's the other hunter in my guild. I don't stream anymore, really, so FYI. But the first thing here is you want to break all the pillars at once. So you're going to see this. You can see the slam come out. And these pillars are going to line up. The more people in the circle, the less damage it does to the whole raid. You shouldn't force yourself to get in there if you're like a ranged player, especially if a healer in a ramp. But if you have the majority of the raid in, you're good. It comes down into a tank break, which is coming. Now, I want to talk about the core mechanical movement of this fight, and this is one of the things you need to understand when you're setting this boss up. So in terms of a setup strategy, there's going to be 8 players in range for us. You can do 6. We did 8 for safety, because we did this like week 1, very early week 2. And then everyone else in melee. Now, ranged players can play in melee, but you want your 8 tankiest, most mobile range players out in the range camp. The reason for that is that they are basically not doing the mythic mechanic instantly, and that reduces the overall damage you're going to take at a certain point in the fight. So you'll see what we do here. So we have 2 markers. We have a green marker and a blue marker. The blue marker is going to be the melee bait position. So any range in melee do not need to do this slam mechanic. So what you're going to see, and we have one of those players marked with green who's a range in melee, and then a melee player is marked with blue. So the blue marker goes to the left, they're going to bait the slam with the other melee, then they're going to swing to the right on top of the green marker to bait this rubble. Then they're going to swing to the left and clear dust. Now, if the melee players are completely stacked, it's really hard to see here, but they did clear it. If the melee players are completely stacked when this mechanic comes out, and there's 12 of them there, or 10 if the tanks are on their own, but if they're all there, it's going to instantly clear, and you just have to sidestep out of it. Now, what you can see here in range is these guys get the mythic mechanic, but they haven't broken instantly. So you're taking 4 clears less of damage with this strategy. So now once things are stabilized, the ranged players start breaking, and if those circles hit you, it's pretty GG's. And those set of mechanics are going to repeat throughout the entire fight. So again, when you set up initial note or whatever setups, we used 8 ranged players out. Again, here we go. Pillar. And this is a very unique situation here. I want to talk about this. So, damage, not people were in it. Pillars, really straight line. There's one problem with this image, and that is someone is stuck in these pillars. So, you can see him here. What happened is this is probably an okay spot to be in. He could have moved forward. He could have saved himself. But what happened is this player here came here, which is fine. Again, he could have moved forward. This guy could have moved forward. This guy could have moved this way. A lot of things could have happened here. But when this happens, it's going to knock you back, and he got stuck. So you can grip people out. That's what we were doing sometimes. But chose the ice block to live the mechanic, and that's it. So just an FYI that you can get. You don't want to trap yourself, and you can use life grips and stuff. That was a really good example of that. So again, the melee group, bait to the left on blue, swing to the right on green, bait, run to the left, stack on blue, instant clear. 2 ranged players insta cleared here. Not the end of the world, not ideal. Like this, we might in this situation, we broke, every mythic mechanic but 2 of them. So now the damage is a little higher at the initial set, but it's okay. And from there, the fight will just repeat itself over and over and over. But this is like the last transition, if you want to call it. So the range group's going to gate, and the melee group's going to move to the left, and the melee group's going to stack. So the melee group wants to stack here for the Mythic mechanic, clear, and then the range players, they'll clear when everyone's stabilized. Because they're spread out. And again, same thing. Throw this a little to the left forward. Tank line comes out. And now it just repeats. You're going to go slam to the left. So like in columns, I'm saying like bait slam to the left on blue. Move to the right on green. Bait rubble. Move to the left on blue. And clear dust, watch your feet. And then once it's stabilized, range will start breaking. And that's it. That's the whole fight. So I want to hop to the last phase. So we're going to gate over here. And the reason I want to talk about the last phase is because there's a few things you can do that can help lessen the damage because it will ramp up. You're bringing more and more pillars, so it gets harder and harder. So again, they move for annihilation, they do dust, the range is clearing when it's safe. So what's going to happen here is a few incorrect things happened here. So initially, this healer got it, and we put this healer back in. This must have been like his third or fourth pull, but it might have been worth for him to stand still and just cast and heal, because the amount of healing requirement here is crazy. So what we were doing is, like, if you're a healer in the range camp and you got it, you don't move, and just focus on your healing and your throughput. Because yes, a pillar being up will increase the damage of the overall phase, but breaking all these pillars at once could just straight up kill you, especially at the gear we're doing this at. This evoker here didn't realize that this pillar was going to be late and tried to drop one pillar out because he didn't want to reduce the damage. So now we have two pillars out instead of one. But we break here. It's completely fine when we're going to adapt. So again, this still happens. The slam's coming. So now it's going to be slam, baiting on blue, moving to the right on green, baiting rebel, moving to the left on blue, stacking up, and clear dust. All at once, and then range clear when it's safe, which they're doing. Now the second tank line that comes out, this usually hits nothing, but what he's doing, it was really smart, right? They cleared the one on the side there. This one's like kind of whatever. So now the next circle is going to come out here. So they should move in. And now this is the second thing that was done wrong, okay? Because, and again, this was like at the beginning of the second week, so after the first reset. Now, what is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 pillars. And I don't know what eye level we were. Probably not that high. So, and you already have one pillar pulsing on you, and you just dropped, what is that? What did I say, 9 or whatever? So you have all these pillars pulsing on you, and now you have a huge hit coming. So anyone that is low, this is a really good time for personals, by the way. You already kind of know who's dead here. What in this situation, right? Dead, 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 maybe dead, maybe dead. I actually don't know. Okay. So yeah, I mean, he lived because whatever. Dead. I mean, 4% health. But look, it just assassinated. Oh, we did die. So now in week 1, this would have been GG's because we lost too many people. But you have to reset a gear. We can keep going. But again, you're going to bait on left, move to the right on green, moving to the left together, doing dust. And now, I didn't talk about this, but at the beginning of this video, I talked about having 8 range players out. That means that, 12 melee players or people playing as melee, range playing as melee, are in. When people die, it will make the numbers uneven, which is very important. So what's happening here is that you have a few melee and a few range dead, so it's going to be uneven. And what's going to happen is the melee group stacked up, but now that they still have some bombs, and the range players also don't have enough people to clear with them. So we're just adapting. You can make some in-calls adaptations as well. Like sending extra player the melee and playing the 50-50 is what I like to do. Because if you have 19, I think one player doesn't get it, but I like playing I like sending more people into melee because it's easier to heal, and because they're just grouped up more. But anyway, the remaining ones are going to clear here. At this point, we're at the last annihilation. The ranged players are moving in. We have a sliver open, which is perfect. Right before the slam goes out, you move into the left. You stack healing CDs and just burn the boss. Week 1, we wouldn't have killed it on this pull, but with the amount of gear, it was no problem. That's Terros. Really, the first check of the fight, or first check of the raid, it is deceivingly mechanically challenging in terms of like what a player needs to understand to get the kill. But once you know what you're doing, it's really easy. Other than that, I have nothing else for you. Good luck on your first kill. If you do the prep correctly, it won't take you long at all. If you're just doing whatever, it's going to take you a really long time. So I wish everyone the best of luck. And I'm out. Peace.